such a pleasure having you on my podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very happy to be here, coming all the way from Australia.
Yeah, such a long way.
Yeah. Seems you don't seem too far away from me at the moment, though. It's nice.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So, Caitlyn, would you like to introduce yourself? Who are you?
Who am I?
Who are you?
Where to start? So, yeah, I'm Caitlyn. I am 30 years old. I am living down in south of Australia, beautiful little spot down there. I am a little country girl. I grew up in a little small country town. I'm a farm girl who got lost along my way. I didn't sort of know who I was for a long time, but didn't know what I wanted to do for a career. And along that journey, discovered I wanted to be a firefighter only recently, and did a very long journey, hard journey to get into my career job. And I'm currently living my dream life as a full-time firefighter. Only been for the last 6 months, I've sort of been out on stations. So that's a little brief update of me, of who I am. And yeah.
I think it's so amazing for women being a firefighter. Yeah.
It's something that I faced a lot of, I don't know if you say brick walls or backlash or things along the way, like a lot of different challenges from people, number one, not thinking that you could get in. Number two, just competing up against these very strong men and getting, sort of pushed out in different ways. And then getting in and not really having the support of other women, which is something that I didn't realize how much you need when you're in a male-dominated field. You kind of try and make yourself fit in with these men, but by doing that, you also lose touch with yourself and your feminine side and let a lot of things slide in the industry. So there's been some challenges, but I think times are changing and there's more women coming through and a lot more support and a lot more education and knowledge getting out there, even for young girls, like seeing more firefighters out there, which is amazing. So times are changing. It's a lot easier for me than it was for women a couple of years ago, like 10 years ago. So yeah.
And hopefully in the future, younger girls will have their dream job. I want to be a firefighter. Instead of just, I want to be a doctor or a chef or a ballerina.
Or a nurse or something that's very typically women. We went to a little school like of I don't know if you call them kinder age kids. They're probably 5 or 6 year olds. And we were letting them have a go of the hose, and one of the guys was on the hose, and this little girl refused to go up to him because she was intimidated by him. And I'm like, oh, I'll bring you up. And it was just such a beautiful moment to be able to let this girl have a go on the hose, whilst instead of like move those guys out of the way, no, you can come and just be a role model for her and just seeing her step out of her comfort zone. And it's just incredible to be able to show them what's possible, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I love the sound of a word, trailblazer.
Yes.
Yeah. So you are a trailblazer. You are showing other women and girls what's possible.
It's such an interesting one because I don't think I'm not any different to anyone else. I've just, I guess, been stubborn in my own way and had this vision in myself of what I wanted to do and didn't let anything stop me. And it is possible for anyone that wants to have a go. Like, there is nothing extraordinary about me. Like, I just put in the time and didn't give up. But I like the fact of being able to show people and women that you can do it and just back yourself. And you can prove all those men wrong too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's amazing. Yeah, going the unconventional way and like showing what's possible. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
also your Instagram profile.
yeah.
It's showing women all around the world what is possible with in the relationship with your body. Because you are a fresh breath of showing what's possible within loving yourself and your body.
Yeah. So on my Instagram page, I'm showing up as the body positive firefighter, which is, I think it's definitely not what you expect when you hear the term firefighter. There's your mind goes straight to the calendars and seeing the abs and seeing people just crazy fit and all that sort of stuff. And here I am. I just want to show that you just can have a typical body and still be in these roles, and to it's been a long journey of actually getting me to this point of loving myself to be able to, number one, show up on Instagram and show my body just how it is, but also, yeah, getting out of my head that I need to look a certain way to be in this role and things like that. But body acceptance and love is incredibly powerful, and I am very grateful to be able to show up online and just show my body in all its natural little ways and not hide anything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, good for
I,
me. And
I think the society has been up to its limit with in regards of fake of filters and like what you see is not real, but you are just authentic and real and wriggly and dancing and it's fantastic. I think we need definitely more of this.
And I think there's a power in social media, and it can be such a wonderful tool, I think, but then also at the same time
Yeah.
so damaging, and it's been something that has caused me a lot of damage in the past. But to find there's so many people stepping out into that more natural way and just showing themselves real and raw and unedited and unfiltered, and yeah, it's taken, like I said, a while, like even to change my mindset of when I'm looking at pictures that I want to post. I used to like just you'd edit them, or like you'd be like, no, I'm not posting that. Like you can see a little bit of my tummy, or you can, oh, I won't post that because I don't look my best. And now switch that, and it's like, oh, this one's just, I'm having fun, I'm having a good time. Let's just put that up. And
Yeah.
it's very freeing. It's very freeing for me, and it's helped me grow a lot. And it's now because I'm aware that that's what my reality is, that it's like, oh, just show up as how you are. That I think I just think people are starting to be on the same page as me, but also aware that people are still battling their own battles. And I just hope to show a little bit of inspiration that you can get there.
Yeah. I think you're a beacon of light in regards to inspiration. Yeah. And I was highly recommended you by James, our mutual friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he told me, oh, you should check her out. She's the perfect guest for your podcast. And I checked out your profile. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I immediately texted you and invited you. Yeah. So even though you are in Australia and I'm far, far away, and my listeners are primarily in Scandinavia, some in Ireland and North US, and like, yeah. Anyway, so your message needs to be shared.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. I think it's just probably something that's felt worldwide by women. I think no matter where you are, we've all sort of had our own battles and had our own journey, and it's sad how many people are affected by the way that they view their body and how much it does bring people down. But to be able to, just jump on, and you're inviting me on here to chat to your lovely followers, and I just hope that, it does give a little bit of glimmer of hope, or something, that it doesn't have to be that way, and it can change.
Yeah, because in my opinion, when I was particularly fond of my body, I was sort of ashamed and tried to hide it. I tried to fit in a box. I tried to get abs, even though I had 3 kids. And my relationship to myself at that point were not good. And then I have done the work. I have fallen in love with both myself and my body, including the cellulites, the stretch marks, the hanging boobies, the everything, and the tummy that has carried 3 freaking babies. It sort of blows my mind every time I think about it. My tummy has been the house of 3 healthy babies.
It's something to be celebrated, that is.
And here we go, women who are moms, talking themselves down, shaming their own bodies, shaming their tummies, shaming their stretch marks and bloody after birth, because they think in society norm they have to look a certain way. What the fuck? Come on.
But it's not, it's no one's fault. And like, if you've been feeling that way yourself, like, it is conditioning that we've been brought up to think that. Like, all we've seen around us is dieting campaigns and celebrities being so slim, and fat shaming of not even overweight bodies, but like fat shaming people who are still so slim and everything. And so it's like, no wonder we've been brought up to think, okay, we're not successful if we haven't lost all this weight. And then the whole dieting culture doesn't help either, because we're just fighting our natural bodies. Like, our body just wants to be at a certain weight. Like, it's happy. It's in a happy range. And when we are restricting and dieting and all that sort of stuff, we are just forcing our body into like that starvation or whatever mode. And so when it bounces back and we put on the weight again, we think we've failed, and we think that we're just the worst and we've got no willpower. But it's all natural, and that's something that should be more normalized, that just to be the weight that you are, and that you're loved the way you are, and you're beautiful the way you are. And I hope times are changing. But then again, I know that I'm fully aware that what I see on my social media is people that are following that change, because I've made that conscious effort to follow people that are promoting that healthy body size and things like that. But I think there's probably definitely still a lot out there where it's on your body size and it's dieting only and things like that, which is just, it makes your heart a bit.
Going back to when I was a teenager and was reading those glossy magazines and consuming like ordinary television, you get it from everywhere. Like the conditioning, the influence. Like, there wasn't social media at that time, because I am that old. Kidding. I'm so young. But anyway, and that was just like, you're supposed to be wanting to look like this. You're supposed to be working against those kind of goals. And I look back and I think it's sort of like degrading, like putting women on a shelf, measuring. You have to have the ratio between hip and thigh and whatever. No way. Beautiful body is in every size.
Every size. But yeah, it's just not what is normal. And we do just want to fit in. Like, we are like humans. We love community and connection. And you just want to be accepted by people. And if what you're seeing is that to be accepted is to be this certain weight or to look a certain way, which is unachievable for a lot of people, then we're just at a constant loss. Like, yeah, just trying to fight it. But that was my whole life until I probably about 27 or 8 years old. Like, it took, like, I had a life-changing injury, I guess I could say, that I had a knee injury and an ACL surgery that I had to have on my knee, which forced me to stop. I couldn't work for 3 months, and all of a sudden I was having to spend all this time with myself. And it was my kind of like awakening moment, because I realized in that moment how much I did not like myself and how much shame I was holding about my body. And I was in a body size that was lighter than I am now. And yet I hated myself so much more. Like, when you're thinking that your worth is in a body size, even if you do lose the weight, you don't find the happiness. Like, it's not how you can't hate yourself into loving yourself, which is something that was a big eye opener for me. But this surgery and now then spending time with myself, it's like, it doesn't have to be this way. Like, it shouldn't be this way. Like, we've got one body, we've got one life. Like, the fact that we're taught to spend it trying to change ourselves and alter ourselves to fit someone else's ideals, like, it's just all backwards. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah. And it's actually bullshit. Yeah. And I remembering when I was just became a mom of 3. She was a young baby, and I was standing in my bathroom, splash naked out of the shower, and viewing myself in the mirror. And I remember which thoughts that came through my head, and none of them were positive. None of them were affirmative of who I wanted to be and who I actually was to the 3 girls I have, to my later husband, who became a husband. There was just like, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you're not perfect enough, you're fat, it's when I think back, it's horrendous. When my body just brought forward a healthy baby, and I kept talking to myself in that way. And a body needs time after giving birth. That's a given, but is it a given in the society norms and the conditioning? No.
No. Like, I can't even, because I haven't had any children, but I am fully aware of all the marketing and everything that gets put in from, like, celebrities that bounce back from their bodies, like, they get their pre-pregnancy body back in however many weeks, and it's all you see. Like, so of course women are feeling that pressure to bounce back. Like, otherwise, what are you doing? Well, you're raising children. You've just done this incredible, wonderful thing of, like, growing life.
Yeah, and I also have seen in the social media and the glossy magazine, like, getting your body back. Like, if we dissect that sentence, getting your body back, your body will never be the same after a pregnancy. So it's actually impossible to getting your old body back. So
just another thing, they have us reaching for these stars that you can't reach. Like, it's just it's exhausting when you think about it, isn't it? But it's the pressures that's put on from all angles, like you said. And it's just how we compare ourselves to everyone. And
yeah. I in late March, I was diagnosed with lipedema. Do you know what it is?
No.
It's actually a diagnose for the fat cells.
Okay.
Unhealthy, sick fat cells that grow out of proportion and also out of both the fat cells and also the binding tissue that like pack them together.
Yeah.
And I started that journey like embracing the fuck out of it, like I did with arthritis, like bring it on. I want to see what I can do about this. And the lipedema society is a lot of sadness because they are treated by the health professionals like they are lazy, like it's their fault, but it's actually a sickness. And I have done a lot of progress. I have lost a lot of, I have released a lot of weight, yeah, and a lot of centimeters since Easter. And I have done it in a foundation of love. I were happy with my body and I loved my body completely before I knew that I wasn't just fat. I actually had a condition. Yeah. So it's been a wild ride in a good way, because so many of the things I have known and done like sporadically, like with intermittent fasting and eating healthy and moving and cold exposure. I love swimming in the sea all year around.
Yeah.
Or in Norway.
Maybe breathing,
Yeah, for sure. And the diagnosis just gave me like that push to get everything in sort of like the best way, like figuring out, testing what does my body respond to best. So I think now I'm reaching against combined 140 centimeters less of me.
Wow.
And I'm still doing it in love.
Yes, in the best way.
Yeah. It has been real game changer. There's like figuring out, okay, I have many doctors telling me you're sort of overweight, like really overweight. You should do something about it. And I'm sitting there like, and you don't think I know, and you don't think I want to do something about it, and I have tried multiple times. Yeah. And it was lipedema since I hit puberty.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and yet, that whole thing, that shaming that comes down to it, that no, you're just being lazy, no, you're just unhealthy. And it's unfortunate that the way that we view people that are often overweight too, it's like that's where your mind goes, because it's just what we've just been again conditioned to think. But there are so many layers and so many different aspects that are affecting people, and you don't know what anyone's journey is either. And it's just again heartbreaking to think that people just get, if they're overweight, that all this opinion from other people that they're just being lazy or like that, when that's not the full picture. Like, it's just so much to it. And oh, it makes me sad.
Yeah. I think I've heard you should lose weight from a doctor at least 7 times. And including in that phrase, they didn't know half of the picture. And they still spoke out. So yeah, there's a huge lack of information and acceptance and tolerance and understanding the role of blood sugar and insulin and hormones. Oh yeah.
So many things. And mental health as well.
Of
like
course, yeah.
Yeah, like that. I think, yeah, and without being, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but it's like you just tend to get treatment for your symptoms or the way you look or anything, but they're never, like you said, they're never looking into the full picture there, and there is so much more going on that could be affecting things.
Yeah, yeah. And hormone is like the chauffeur of the car. It controls everything. Either way, every way. So yeah. So how has your body image, self-worth changed when you got the surgery? You were left on your butt, sitting a lot, alone with yourself.
Yeah, my thoughts.
Your thoughts, your feelings. So
yeah,
what's the next chapter in this story?
Yeah, so like I said, prior to that injury, and I think because it's been a little while now, I think it was 2 years ago, so must have been 28, 29, as I'm coming to 31 now. But prior to that, no matter what weight I was, and I would fluctuate because I was trying to lose weight, and then I would put it all on and then some and everything. Never did I feel that happiness and love for myself. I hated what I saw in the mirror. I would hate to wear like tight clothes or anything like that. I hated looking at pictures of myself, and had no confidence in like a bikini, even like one-piece bathing suit, like anything like that. And with men, like, and partners, lights had to be off. Like, just, or otherwise I was really, really drunk. That was how I got my confidence. I had a very bad relationship with alcohol up until that same time, up until I had that injury, because alcohol gave me confidence, and I just became that person that I wanted to be. So when I had that injury and I had all those realizations that I don't like the way I look, and I am feeling a lot of shame for my past and things like that. But to slowly start to reframe, as you've been mentioning, like, is the way that I identify and the way that I look at myself, to become this person that identifies as, I love my body, I accept my body, I think I am beautiful. And it's been a long journey. It's been 2 years since I sort of started on that, and still I have days where I don't. It's, if my mental health, if I haven't been sleeping well, if I haven't sort of been eating nutritious foods and everything, or some stress has been going on, I feel it with the way that I view myself too. So I just want to very clearly get that out there, that not every day is all love and acceptance, like, and but to just keep riding with them, because I know deep down underneath it all that now, under my structure and my frame, is that yes, no, I do love myself. But the main things that I found helped me were starting to express gratitude to my body, and just starting small. Like, I'm grateful for my hands, like, that help me hold things. Like, I'm grateful for my eyes, things that you don't feel like you're lying to yourself for. But then over time it did. Yes, okay, like my stomach and my hips were massive insecurity areas for me, and even starting to tell myself with affirmations and things like that, like, oh, I love my hips. Like, it felt like a lie for such a long time, until it started to plant in my subconscious and become who I am. And now it's like, no, I do love my hips and I do love my stomach. And but yeah, it's a journey, and there's lots of different ways to start using affirmations, or to start sort of changing your identity and things like that. But repetition's one of them, and it can take a long time, but you continue to tell yourself that I am beautiful, I am worthy, I am enough. Over time, it does feel less like a lie and starts to be your truth, and you start to reframe the way you look at yourself, and the magic starts happening.
Yeah. I also had a knee injury, and I went to a chiropractor, and he told me a sort of like a little trick.
Yeah.
So you have to create a really good energy. I prefer to do it in my heart, like heart coherence, heart math institute, like the immense feeling of gratitude, like, and I just feel the body. I was like shoulders, arms, chest, tummy, and I sent it in the injured area, and I filled it with healing and love and light, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can feel it repairing itself.
Yes.
And I did it every day.
Yeah.
And it took some while to get it healed though, but it happened. And when I got diagnosed with lipedema, I also did that. I created that feeling, immense gratitude for my body, for my life, for my eyes and everything. And I just like directed it to the areas where I was least pleased with my body. Like hips, thighs, tummy and upper arms, like filled it with gratitude and love. And it has made a huge difference in how I feel both in my body and about my body.
Yeah. It's a great, powerful one, that is. Yeah.
And I also remember when you spoke about not liking to see your own photos. I had like a distrust in been taking photos off. Like when somebody's want to take a photo, I'm like, okay, how do I look? Yeah. But now I'm like, just take the freaking photo. I'm gonna bring the vibe.
Because you can't take a bad photo of me.
I'm so photogenic. Kidding. No, I'm not. Sometimes, but more times not. But anyway, the thing is about energy. When you bring energy both into a podcast episode or a photo, the recipient will know if it's authentic or not. But when in regards to social media and deep fake, have you heard about the video deep fake? Deep fake is taking photo and video of someone and making it into a fake video. Sort of like a politician or the president agreeing to something.
Right.
And it's all fake. So that's called deep fake. If you've seen the new Indiana Jones movie,
no,
then it's deep fake because Harrison Ford is like 22 years old. So it's deep, it's fake. Yeah. So just being aware of what you consume, it's probably not just like 100% accurate and authentic.
So dangerous, and that's what I said, about social media being so dangerous, because like you just think that everything you're seeing is truth and real and everything, but you don't know. But I think if anyone listening to this, and just a simple thing to just start changing and helping you is clear out your social media, have a look like who you follow, and feel the energy. If there's any that when you see them pop up or anything and they don't feel right for you, like make you feel negative and make you feel like you want to judge yourself or comparing yourself, unfollow, delete.
Yeah.
Even if it's family members, I've like unfollowed some family members.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
yeah, you've got to protect your space, and the more that you can fill your body with good energy and fill what you're seeing on social media with good energy and things like that, it'll just keep expanding and just help you in ways that you can't imagine. And yeah, it can be such a good, happy space. And when you look forward to going on it, because you know you're going to see some good positive things of people loving their body and just showing up as they are and just being our weird little selves. And
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I shared a little story today, embracing my weird.
yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't look particularly good in this story, but up with it.
Yeah.
But in regards to social media and what we consume, and I think if somebody that pops up in our story or in our feed, if they send you down guilt lane, if they make you feel guilty of like some way or form, out with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no shame in that. Like you shouldn't feel obliged to follow somebody.
No, and I don't know if there's still that thing that, and it is our way of connecting. I get that with social media and everything, and you want to look like you've got more friends because I know that because you look more popular with that or something, but shifting that mindset as well, because even if the number's there, is it that same thing? Like, is it that number that you're trying to hit on the scales that's going to make you happy? Is it this number in your friendship groups that's going to make you happy? I think as soon as, if you're looking for those happiness in outside of yourself, it's not going to work. Like, so you're not going to find it. You're not going to find it there. So just delete, unfollow. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to do.
Yeah. I remember I was in a challenge to go below 200. So you should follow the amount of person you are following is below 200. And it was such a hard task.
Yeah.
But it was so worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I felt like the feed afterwards were clean. It was uplifting. It was honest. It was good vibes and real vibes compared to guilt vibes, shame vibes, comparison. Yeah.
It's a funny thing, and you probably felt that when you were, because I've had big moments where I cull or like just remove a whole heap of people, and it's funny the thoughts that come up while you're doing it, like the reasoning you make for not unfollowing some people. And it's like, oh no, I can't unfollow them because I was friends with them 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, I haven't really had anything to do with them for a while. But it's funny what your mind tries to convince you is still okay, or still is why you still need to keep following them. So yeah, just go into it with a curious little mindset, just like, oh, that's interesting. Why do I want to keep following these people when they don't make me feel too good or don't care for me as much? But
there's nothing personal about unfollowing. It's just that the energy and the vibe that they are exuding through their Instagram is not the energy that you need at this point.
Yeah.
You can refollow them at any time in the future.
Yes.
So it's not like it's a done deal, forever written in stone. But I have unfollowed so many. And in the start, I was like, oh, what are they gonna think?
Yeah.
When they recognize that I have unfollowed them.
Yeah.
And in the end, like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. It's funny, like I've had a few people that I've unfollowed and then they've messaged or something, and I'm like, oh, I went to go into it and I had to accept their message because I'm not friends with them anymore. But oh yeah, they can message me. Like, it's just like, it's funny, you kind of forget people that you have unfollowed and things like that. But yeah, such a sacred place. Like, just protect it and make it your own.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So
Mm.
in regards of your standards in life, do you think they have changed when you have done the work?
Yes, absolutely. I think my standards have changed a lot now that my self-worth and the way that I value myself has changed. And I think the biggest area that has affected is relationships with intimate partners. In the past, I pretty much would have gone for anyone that just gave me interest because I just needed to be loved and needed to feel wanted from somebody, and forced a lot of relationships because I'd drunkenly had sex with them. So then we're trying to make a relationship around sex. But having stopped and then realizing that I'm bloody beautiful and I'm smart and I'm talented and I am this incredible woman as I am not accepting in anyone that's going to see me as not who I am. Like, anyone that doesn't accept me 100% and who doesn't worship my body. Like, if somebody like doesn't love me exactly as I am, then no, I don't need you. Like, I am so happy by myself, and it's been incredible. I've recently got into a relationship with a man. It's been about 3 months, and I have never been with anyone who has worshipped my body as much as him. Like, he just loves every roll and and just thinks no matter if I've eaten like big meal in the all day and just sitting there with it all hanging out, just like, oh, you're beautiful. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I am.
Oh, amazing.
But it's just to know that that's what I can have. And with that, it's what I've attracted in. Like you said, it's that same thing. It's energy. It's what I'm putting out there. It's like, no, I will only accept someone that knows how bloody good I am.
Yeah.
And that's my standard now.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
And
think,
it's just, yeah, sorry, you go.
yeah, for you listening, just taking some time and reflect on your standards. What is the thing, the energy, the vibes, the words that are less than what you need? And trying your best to figure out how to not receive them. Yeah. Because you are worth more. Yeah.
It's a big one, that receiving it in too, isn't it? Like, in the past, even in these relationships that I was trying to force, even with people when they would say that they liked me or stuff like that, I wouldn't receive their love anyway because I didn't love myself. Yeah. So when these people are saying nice things about me, I would think that they were lying or think that they weren't telling me the truth, or just couldn't believe how they would think that, because that's what I thought about myself. So it just comes back, if it's your standards that you're wanting to raise, if you're wanting this love with somebody that loves you for who you are, it does come down to, do you love yourself?
Yeah,
exactly as you are. Like, start showing up how you want the love to be received, like, and give yourself that love, like, and just start cherishing yourself and celebrating yourself, because no matter who you are or what you've done in the past or what you're doing now and how you look and how old you are or anything like that, you deserve to be celebrated, you deserve to be loved, and it all starts with you. Yeah. Be your number one cheerleader for yourself.
Of course. Yeah.
Flood
in.
in.
Yeah.
Mother. Yeah.
So in essence, your relationship with yourself reflects in the relationship that you have around you. So if your relationship with yourself is mediocre, then you will attract and have mediocre relationships.
Yeah.
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 And I'm at that point now where I don't accept mediocrity. I want above.
Yeah.
I want
And it's,
bloody fantastic.
yeah, and it's not selfish. Like,
No.
it's because that's another thing that's like we're conditioned to think that you can't put yourself first, or you can't do that because it's selfish and rude and whatnot. But it's like, stuff that. If you can't put yourself first, then why do we put anyone else above our own? You put your own oxygen mask on before you give it to anyone else. Like, you are number one. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Mm,
Before I used to think and navigate and live my life after if the kids were okay, I as a mom were okay.
mm,
I got burned out, I got sick, and
yeah.
a lot of things happened. Now my view of life is if mom is happy, then the kids are better.
Yeah, yeah.
So usually in like the family formation, the mom is sort of like the boss.
Mm-hmm.
So if she is content and happy, and she is in a balanced relationship with her partner, she is more likely to be a better mom, more
Mm,
more patient, more in the moment, more like connected to her kids. So it's
mm,
not the kids first, it's the mom first.
mm,
Mom guilt gotta go.
mm. Yeah, I couldn't imagine how you would like even begin to navigate all that, because I have a dog, and thinking of his relation, like his needs, I'm like, I put them above my own sometimes. But like having kids, and then knowing that, yeah, you are the carer for these kids, but then underneath it all, you do still need to, you're still number one. Like, it's still your life. You're still the center of your life. And I think it's incredible that your girls are going to grow up and see you putting yourself first. And then that's what their new conditioning is. It's like, yeah, no, mum's putting herself first, so I can put myself first. Like, it's just, yeah, incredibly powerful, and it just keeps snowballing and
Yeah,
like impacting so many
yeah,
people.
yeah. Because when mom, like taking her as an example, like the general mom in some city, the ripple effect of her increasing her self-care, increasing her self-prioritizing, and increasing her self-worth and love and everything that comes with it. The ripple effect is her kids, her husband or partner, her friends, family, co-workers, people in the street, people in the city. The
Mm-hmm.
ripple effects actually never stops, because the ripple effect from the next person and forward and keeps on going.
Mm,
So
huge.
when I help women, especially moms, I see it every time.
Yeah.
It's not just the women's life I changed.
Yeah.
It's the family at least, and then a few more.
And then a few more.
Yeah,
And then
and then it keeps on going.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's the best rewarding and meaningful job I have ever had, helping
Yeah.
women being in a better place with themselves. Yeah.
Mm.
But
And yeah, it's, oh, sorry for anyone that's, yeah, listening. Like, it's just what's possible for you as well. If anyone's sort of
yeah,
feeling like that's them that's being described, like, you can get to that point that you can be that number one person. Yeah. Mm.
yeah. But same as you, I am showing what's possible for the ones that are in my sphere.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So
And it does, yeah, I'm sorry to say, but I've had the most transformational parts of my life have come from when I've had coaching, and of when I've reached for help and you've had somebody else show you the way. It would have been an even longer journey for me if
yeah,
I have done this by myself. But yeah, I think just coaching is something that should be normalized more as well, and just finding people that you relate to. And so that just as talking what you're going through and have been through the same journey, and reaching out and letting them show you the way is just going to help skyrocket your little journey and get you there quicker and in a much smoother way, which is nice.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you can save a lot of time when walking after somebody who's walked the path before you, who knows where the bumps in the road are and pitfalls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I know money can always be, it's an insecurity for a lot of people, like, and having the money to pay, but investing in yourself and actually like putting the money in and then doing the work with coaching, you're saving, I just see it as saving so much money in the future, because you just are changing your life in ways that are so beautiful and magical and expansive that it's worth every damn penny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
So is there anything you want to add?
Mm. Oh, I just think, to wrap it up, I know that we've been all over this place in this podcast, which I love, because that's how my mind works as well. But I would just like to say that, yeah, if anyone's listening and is related to anything I've said or anything you've said, that it's possible, like, and the love can be felt, and the embracing your weird and embracing your quirkiness, and just feeling free from that conditioning and free from the limitations of people around us. Like, I hope it does give a little spark of inspiration or hope, because it's so yeah, it can just keep saying expansive, because that's what it feels like. And like you say, like, you just keep raising those standards, and then just keep putting your standard up higher and higher and expecting more for yourself, and that's what you keep getting. So life just keeps getting better. But it's a journey, and there are a lot of tears and a lot of dark moments throughout my journey as well, because you do have those realizations of how you've been viewing yourself and things you've done in the past. So it can be tough, but it's worth every little bump and hole and everything, because life's to be enjoyed, and you're so much more than your body.
Yeah.
So much more than it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. And being a victim of your own life, being a victim of your own, like, sort of like a hostage in your body, that's no way to live.
No.
Freeing yourself of the prison cell that contained of society's standards, and like embracing your full wholeness, and embracing your power, and sort of like going deep and remembering more like in the bodily wisdom sort of way, instead of like the thinking mental way. Like, who are you? What fills you up? What brings you joy? What lights your soul on fire?
Yeah. They're such big questions, aren't they? And like, I remember someone asking me a few years ago, I think I was doing some interview preparation, and they asked what my values were. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, oh, what do you mean? What do I value? Or things like, I'd never really stopped and thought about what's important to me, or like what I value in myself, or I just was going through life without knowing who I was, without getting to know me. And yeah, same thing. What lit me up, and what do I like to do? How do I like to spend my time and things? So just taking that time is beautiful little gift to yourself in itself. Like, just how do I actually want to spend my time? And just go and do things that other people might not be doing as well. Like, I think it's typical here in Australia, and probably everywhere, that your hobbies are sport or things like that. But what about different things? Like I've just signed up for singing lessons. Like what I like to go do singing lessons, or like random things like learning to knit or something, or things that like you want to do. Like there's so much out there that's like people have different interests in, and just finding them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So spend some time with yourself with that too.
Yeah. Do you know what your values are as of today? If you had to say 3 things, that's most. Yeah.
I would say that I value open-mindedness, if that's one comes to my mind, like just being open to the world and to what's around me. I don't even know if this is a value, but grateful for myself and for life around me. And I would honestly say that I just value myself.
Ooh, nice.
It's because I'm like family, like yes, but if I was to put it up in my top 3, like, and I value adventure, and I value education, and I value time spent with loved ones and connection and things like that. But it all just comes down to me still.
Yeah. I have open-mindedness, I have adventure, and I have family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you have 3 kids, it's sort of like the center, but I reclaim the throne for myself. Yeah. Yeah.
See the beautiful crown sitting high on your head.
Yeah, actually my kids made me a crown for my last birthday. I'm gonna ask them.
Love that.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask them to make a new one for this upcoming birthday.
Yes, I love that so much.
And I'm gonna send you a picture.
Please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start asking for that for my birthday.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So Caitlyn, thank you so much. It's been an absolutely pleasure.
It's been so lovely. Thank you. I feel like we could chat for a very, very long time.
Yeah, we can. And perhaps one day we will meet.
Yeah, if I'm ever over there. Yeah.
We never know what the future is gonna hold.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've come together once, so I reckon there's definitely a possibility for again. So
yes, definitely. Yes,
thank
for sure.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.